whoever connects, I could just take over or whatever if you wanted me to.
That's true. That's true. Let me turn on mine and see how we go here. We'll just see.
It'll be on your
So,
channel. Does it go live on your channel or what? Is that how it
yeah,
works?
yeah.
Yeah, he gets the live broadcast of the show, and then I usually just copy the URL and then throw it online later.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not like I'm trying to take any credit or anything like that. It's just
I was just wondering how you did it.
oh yeah. We just usually pretty much rip the video and then just put it
Yeah,
on the other
yeah.
channels. So yeah, feel free to do the same.
That
See,
makes sense.
I don't mind letting him broadcast it because he's got a bigger fan base than I do, so it's no big deal for me.
My 1,000 something subscribers and then only like 50 people watch.
I know, man.
Um,
I'm gonna text a few people right now and see if I can get them on here asking some questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, jeez, I can't believe it. He's actually gonna do it. Usually, pretty much rip the video.
Whoa,
What was that?
that was a very.
That was you. Sorry.
Oh,
Are you watching on the channel?
Yeah, it's working.
it's like Twitch. It's like 2 minutes slow.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Anyway, we were just talking about like trading games and things like that. Just
Oh, okay.
talking about actually Scuba Diver Picker.
Scoops.
Scuba, yeah. um, he's just got a game today that I'm interested in. He's interested in one of my games, and I told him, I was like, dude, I was like, you cut $80 off of what you're selling that game for, and I'll cover the rest on PayPal. So he said he'd have to think on it, but he just sent me a text said he'd do it. So since I'm his boy.
What was it? What? A game or what?
Yes. I don't know if I want to give it away. It's actually
Oh
kind of
yeah. Don't give it away. Don't give it away. Surprise, man. Come on.
Charter by Choice knows what it is. I'll tell you that much.
That I do.
It's a good one though. I don't know why, but I guess I'm on a Super Nintendo kick here as of late. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think you all both know what I picked up at Super BitCon.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
hmm So, well, I mean, you know what? I'm just gonna straight up say it because I don't know how many people are actually gonna watch
Yeah.
this, and I'm still like working on the Super BitCon video, but I'm actually thinking of doing like a actual pickup video to show what I picked up and still be like, hey, here's the Super BitCon video, here's the experience we had there, because you only see me pick up one out of like the 4 games I picked up.
Oh,
So,
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, because I'll straight up say it. The first 5 minutes I was in there after I paid my admission, I had already flopped down $150 and bought Earthbound. I had I had $350 on hand. Like I was like, okay, this is gonna last me all day. I'm gonna make it last all day. I get in there and my buddy James was like, dude, he's looking like he has his head cocked around. He's like, dude, you're not gonna believe this. I was like, what? He's like, Earthbound. I was like, what about it? He goes,
Oh my God.
$150. I'm like, no, because I told him I was like, dude, if you're like overlooking an Earthbound and it's like $150, I was like, don't let me catch you slipping. I'll buy it for 150. So he's like, oh, I don't want to spend all my money yet. I don't want to spend all my money. Here's Earthbound. I was like, all right, it's mine.
At $150, you're not gonna if you really want it, you're not gonna get it for that price on eBay or anywhere else for that matter.
No, you want to spend maybe another hundo on it, maybe.
So I mean, if you're eventually gonna buy it and you're already there, you're at a convention, that's when you buy it.
Right, yeah. Like I knew that going in there, this was a bunch of people that run gaming stores. They know the prices, so
Right.
they're going to be about retail no matter what. So finding Earthbound for 150, I mean, they know they could have probably gotten 200 to 225 out of it.
And it could go both ways. It could either be that they're going to do retail or they're wanting to get rid of stuff. I guess it might depend on how their year has been so far.
Yeah, right.
If they have a game like Earthbound, they're not going to be trying to hawk it for a lower price. They're going to try to get premium top dollar. They know what they got.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah, Earthbound, I went in there and I knew I was after the expensive titles. Like, I was looking for, like, I think I said in one of my videos, I was looking for Snatcher on the Sega CD, which, I mean, goes from anywhere between 120 to, I've seen it go up to 250 to $300, to those really ridiculous prices of like 600 that you always see on eBay.
Yeah.
So, but I knew I was after Snatcher. Like, if I could find it, I was going to look at the price and really ask myself, do I want it that bad? Because that is, like, my holy grail. Like, I always thought it was, like, Conker's Bad Fur Day or whatever, but I was like, no. It's Snatcher for sure. That's one of them. So, didn't see any of that. But I knew I was after that, Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, Evo, and then, like, I was looking at prices of, like, Final Fantasy 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
So,
wish list.
Yeah, so all expensive stuff, and then I was looking for like Super Metroid and Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, and games like that.
That's something you and Scuba got in common. He's looking for all the Ninja Turtle games.
Yeah. Well, Turtles in Time is really the big one, and I don't understand why that and the Hyperstone Heist on the Sega Genesis are so like pricey. Like,
they're more rare.
You think so? I mean, I don't think they're rare. They are just more sought after.
Well, the Hyperstone Heist for the Sega Genesis, I mean, it didn't do well on the Genesis because everyone was buying it for the Super Nintendo back in the day.
That is true. They had it. I saw one copy of the Hyperstone Heist up there for $100, and I was like, I kind of wanted to get that, but once again, I only have $250 when I first saw it, and I had seen a 3DO system like complete with like 5 games for 160, and I saw Lunar Collection for the PS1 for 60, and Shining Force complete in box for $30. Just ugh. So. What happened here? What the heck? Capture smile, what's that?
I don't know, but I said okay.
Yeah.
I said that might be cool too.
Do what?
I pressed something by accident over here on the sidebar.
Oh, that must have been what it was. I was like, what is this?
Oops.
So
I saw a guy grab Hyperstone, I think, for like $3 the other day.
Where?
His name's, I think, Landon Snell. He's a YouTuber.
Oh yeah.
He like picked it up at a thrift store, and along with another Turtle title on the Genesis. I can't remember what it was. What other game? He had another like $90 game in that lot. He paid like $20 for it. It was like 8 games and all just gems.
Jeez. It was just like a grab bag, or?
I don't know. I think the guy had him there. I guess somewhere where he frequents, and he asked a girl if she had any video games. She's like, "Oh, I got some Sega stuff. I'll let it go for cheap for you, I guess." Lucky bastard.
Yeah, there's one dude that I know of that got a grab bag of NES games, and one of the games he got in there was like Mighty Final Fight. What was it, for $8?
That was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Mighty Final Fight and a box copy of Tetris, which surprised the hell out of me.
For $8?
It was actually $10, but it also had a bunch of not so rare, but some titles I haven't seen in a dozen years or more.
Wow.
Yeah. He made a video that like when he posted that video, I was like, no, that's a lie. Come on,
You're
$10.
lying, dude. You bought that on eBay. You know what, man? I've gotten that reaction on a few of the stuff that I've picked up, man.
Sega Nomad. Ugh.
It was funny because the
Yeah,
same day you posted that video, both you and Scuba were like, I want that game, I want that game. I was like, I just got it, man.
I know. I was like, see, and that's why, like, I knew Scuba he was already frothing at the mouth for it, and I was like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
What?
I've got something for trade. Yeah,
You
yeah.
talking about that bad boy?
You know what? Yeah. That's that right here, pal.
That's like a whole year right there, too.
That.
I just beat this bad boy too.
Mm.
I hadn't beaten Mega Man 3 yet. You know, I'm doing the playthrough of it or whatever, and I finally
Hard
beat it on
man.
this. So
Right. Man, that's cool, man. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
I'd never seen one. To be honest with you, I saw the picture of it and I was like, man, is that like a? The guy posted it on the Facebook garage sale, and he's like, I got a Sega system. And to me, from far away, it was a crappy picture. It just looked like a generic player or whatever. I thought it was something like a Superboy, but for the Genesis. And then I sent a picture to my brother, that crappy picture, and right away he was like, "Ah, it's a Sega Nomad. Go ahead and buy it." I was like, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah, just don't even think about it. Just do it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, man. He's like, "Oh, I'm good." I was like, "You know what? For being my 15-year-old brother, it's kind of weird because we kind of we're not really good in front of the camera. It's not like we don't know most of our shit, but when we get in front of the camera, it's like I played this when I was little. Thanks for watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. No, you know what? I really dig your videos. Like you, your brother, and your sister, and all that getting on there. I don't know. You guys have got a vibe that, like, I don't see anywhere else on YouTube.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
So yeah, like that's one thing. Like I feel frustrated whenever I see a bunch of new videos posted that I can't quite get to until maybe like the weekend or whatever. I'm like
Yeah.
I'll take like a sleeping pill or whatever when I get home from work, and then I'm like, I know if I go and click on that, I won't remember watching it. So if it says watched, I'm like, oh, come on, I need to go back and watch it again. Like your Mega Man 3 Hardman.
Oh yeah.
I
watched that.
yeah
I
yeah.
commented on that. Well, shit.
It said watched, and I was like, yeah. So I went back and watched it again, and I was like, I kind of remember this. I need to finally comment on this.
Yeah.
Because I try to comment and like on anything I've watched or whatever. So,
Right.
and that one, it was still like at the end you were like, I could be using my magnet. What the hell?
I know, man. It's just one of those deals. Like I said, I haven't played through it in so long, man. I probably was like 10 last time I played that damn game.
Yeah.
I beat it. I beat all 3 games on the Wily Wars. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Wily Wars, but it's got the 3 games and then another extended Wily Castle or whatever, or Fortress.
Yeah. That's the one I say, and I haven't seen in a good while.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't think I've ever seen that game out like in the wild since I've been collecting or anything like that. It's like,
Yeah, this is one of those that was not found in the wild.
no. So, yeah. I definitely need a copy of that now that I see that. I when I was at BitCon, I was seeing a bunch of the Mega Man games, and it was just making me think, damn, I want to get those again, because I traded off Mega Man 2, I think it was, for my Centipede cabinet, and I'm like, I need to get that back. I miss playing that one.
That's one of the easier ones to find too. You just don't want to start thinking about collecting for Mega Man games, man.
I was like, they had Mega Man 6 there for, I think it was $30, and I was like,
sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about. Here goes my phone. Anytime it texts more than once, I always know it's Scuba. Like, always. And right now, I don't know if you guys watch Regular Show at all.
Yes. I want to better.
I have my text tone set to Muscle Man. My mom. So you hear that like multiple times. It's my mom, my mom, my mom, and then I have this app on there. It's kind of like Siri, and she'll just be like, "Message from Scuba, message from Scuba, message from Scuba." I'm like, God, really? See?
Is he at least watching the show?
I don't know if he is or not. I just read something that said better give me a shout out. So let's see. Yeah, he's talking about how he's cool with doing the deal and better give him a shout out, and he's willing to get a little bit more, or he was going to get a little bit more out of the game. But hey, you know what? I might throw in something extra when I send him off. Mighty Final Fight.
See?
I just heard that again.
No?
I don't.
Damn, that is laggy as hell. Did one of y'all just hear that, or?
I refreshed it just to see what was going on.
Oh, okay.
It's working fine.
Okay, cool. Let me tell him he's been text bombing the hell out of me.
We're doing a show, man. So, has anyone played the South Park The Stick of Truth yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
That game is the shit.
Have any of y'all beat it yet?
I have.
You have?
Yes,
I have
sir.
not, but I've seen someone beat it already. So.
Okay, no spoilers because I haven't.
Oh.
I've been wrapped into so many games. Like right now, I'm just past. It's the next day. Like my parents just grabbed me and told me go to my room and go to bed.
Oh. Okay.
So I just got back, got past Jimmy the Bard and all that.
Jimmy the Bard, once you get him as a playable character, his power move is hilarious.
Really?
Yes, I'll tell you this. It's called the Brown Notes.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And every time I use him, I use a Brown Note, I can't help but smile every time. I can't.
Well, for me, the one that I don't know what it is. There's two big things that make me laugh like every time I see it. One is anytime you fart and you got Butters, and he's just like, ha ha ha, do you make brownies? You know, that, and then freaking Kenny doing his charm.
Yeah.
Shows his little nits. Oh my god! And the kids are always like, "Oh, those are some tickle bitties," you know.
Yeah.
So, let's see. I'm trying to respond to this here. There we go. We're about to hear more of my mom. But anyway, hey,
I see a question.
me too.
Holy snikes.
Y'all go for it.
Alright, it says, what are some of your all-time favorite retro games? The question went away.
Oh, it says something about being a newer gamer. I think it said by Avid Gamer. So Avid Gamer, if you could post that one more time, that'd be cool.
Where was it posted? In the comments or where?
There's that little toolbar on the left side. There's a Q&A button, and that'll bring a little live chat thing into the right side of the screen. Anybody that asks any questions, they can post it there, and we can read them.
Oh, is it the chat box?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, until he posts it back up, I'll go ahead and answer the question as it on Retro Grant Games. My favorite retro game for the NES is the Three Stooges. It's a very, very dumb game, but I enjoy it thoroughly. Now, for other systems, I loved Flashback for the Genesis back in the day.
What was it?
Flashback.
Oh, yes.
That was one of the first motion capture games, and it was a bit on the hard side, but it was fun.
It was awesome, actually.
Yeah,
that and Out of This World.
And a newer system, for like Xbox, my favorite game for that is Fable. and I also like the SSX Tricky. That's a fun game.
Oh yeah. Didn't I send you a copy of that?
You did send me a copy of SSX Tricky for so I thanked you before, but I'll thank you again because that game is the shit.
Hey, no problem. How about you, G-Unit?
So the question was what? A retro and a new gen game?
You just asked what's your favorite retro game. I have several favorites, and those are the three that popped up in my head at first.
So for me, it'd probably on the NES. Well, hands down, it'd have to be Mega Man 2. And then on new gen stuff, I'd have to go with Uncharted. If I can say Uncharted series, and I would, but otherwise, Uncharted 2 would probably be my my next choice.
Yeah, Uncharted 2, I thought it was really damn cool. Like, the way that game started out, I mean...
Ah, dude, it's intense.
He's there in that train, hanging off the cliff, shot, bleeding. You're like, what the hell? What happened? So...
No, it's a really good game. And I don't know, have you ever played it on anything other than like normal or easy?
No.
Oh my goodness, man! The replay value. I mean, it's so fun, and the story. I mean, the story for me doesn't get too stale. So I've been able to play it. I played that game 3 times already.
Holy cow!
I'm up to the crushing setting, and man, that's a tough one, man. I don't know I've ever played another game that's that hard.
Yeah, that scares me. Like normal setting, there's times I get frustrated with that game. Just I don't know. I don't know if I could play it like that. Like I say, if I'm playing one game, I'm playing about like 12. So keeping my interest after it pisses me off, it wouldn't look so good for it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the problem with me too. I go to that where I'll be playing something and I'll get stuck on one simple part, and I'll play it forever. And once I get to that point where I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm done," I just take it, throw it down, and throw something else in, and it gets lost because all these other games are coming out, or I'm going to get other games I want to get before. So some games get lost in the mix, and I'll pick them up like 3 years down the road, and like, "Oh, this port is easy now."
Right. Yeah. Well, like right now, I can tell you I'm playing South Park. I'm still playing Goat Simulator. If you haven't seen that video, check that out. That's such a great game. Goat Simulator. I still getting through Infamous Second Son. What else do I got? Let me see what I got on the computer. I've been doing a lot of computer gaming. Titanfall. There's an indie game called MAV, Modular Assault Vehicle. That game I've been playing the heck out of. And then I actually today rented Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes.
Oh, okay.
So.
Where'd you rent that from?
Redbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's a good way to go since everybody's complaining about the length of the game, huh?
Yeah. Like I wouldn't buy it for $30. Like what I played of it, it's a great game. I rented it on PS3, and it's just like even the graphics on PS3 are gorgeous. But I know that the length is going to be short, so I was like, hey, it's in Redbox. I'll spend $3 on playing that. I'm not going to be one of those on there going, oh, I wasted $30 on this. This is ridiculous. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. My internet is being spotty, so the signal's going in and out, so I apologize. Classic, if you remember, this is actually Extreme Gaming 15. It's a new channel. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember Extreme Gaming. I
think I traded a SNES with her.
Yeah, I think I got my Game Boy Advance from her. I have a pink Game Boy Advance. What's up? Let's see here, but I just recently started avidly collecting for NES, SNES, etc., and was curious what some more decent, cheaper games are for them to start me off. Well, you know what? Since you all answered what your favorite games were real quick, I want to jump into that mix a little bit. I'm going to say, like, on the NES, hands down, no question, Ninja Gaiden. Just, like, the Ninja Gaiden 1 is my all-time favorite NES game, but I love the series. Going like Super Nintendo, I'd have to say Ew. Contra 3. And then, like, if we're talking a little bit more, like more modern, I'd say maybe like on the PS2 would be like The Suffering. So, but anyway, like, what would you think? Some more like what am I thinking of? Cheaper games that somebody could start their collection with, like.
You got classics like TMNT, you know. The first DuckTales and the first Chip and Dales are very much obtainable, you know. Those are really fun games, and they're not that long, and like DuckTales isn't hard. To me, it's a fun game. It's a short game. You can actually sit down and beat it in like 40 minutes.
It's true.
That's true. Isn't there like only like 6 levels in DuckTales?
I think it's like 4.
Was it 4?
Tasmania, the moon.
Yeah. Yeah, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
My buddy James got Ninja Turtles, the first Ninja Turtles, for $3 at the BitCon that we went to. You can find that pretty much anywhere for anywhere between $3 to $5. TMNT, the arcade game, maybe 5 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said, Rescue Rangers and DuckTales, those aren't too expensive or anything. You can get them for about anywhere between $8 to $12.
Right.
So speaking of that, you got Rescue Rangers coming to you. So remind me to give you that tracking number.
Dude, the only damn Capcom Disney game I have is, I think, Mickey Mouse Capade. That's an abomination, man. I mean, come on.
I have a special place in my heart for that game. I played that so much whenever I was a kid.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just thinking, you know, with so many options, and I've bought so many goddamn games in the last year, and I still haven't bought like the first DuckTales or anything like that. Come on.
I didn't have DuckTales for a while, to be honest. And when I started collecting, I was like, oh, DuckTales is gonna be super expensive because everybody's talking about it. And it turns out, no, it wasn't. Expensive. It was actually very reasonable. I'm trying to.
2 is another one that's not too expensive, man. You can get that for like $15, $16.
Yeah,
that's a fun game.
And that's like one of the quintessential Mega Man games.
Yeah.
And you can always pick up. You can always pick up like the Zelda games pretty cheap too.
Yeah. Yep.
Very true. Very true.
If I remember correctly, I think she has those already.
Yeah, I don't know this avid gamer.
Yeah. And even like the Mario games, like.
Yeah, I was gonna say all 3 Mario games they're not expensive by any means.
No. It's hilarious when you get on like eBay or whatever, and they're like super rare Mario and Duck Hunt. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Hold on here.
I add that to any NES game, even like the Track Meet and the Duck Hunt.
Okay.
Like, super rare, you know.
Yeah. Well, like last night I got on eBay, and there's a Super Nintendo game that I've been after, and it's by no means expensive, but I don't know why I don't just go buy it. It's Draken on the Super Nintendo. You can buy this game on at pretty much any gaming store for about $5 loose. I saw one with the box for about $8 on eBay. Anywhere between $8 and $20 with the book and everything. This one guy had it up for $62. Didn't include any of the Nintendo Power registration cards or anything like that, and said super rare Super Nintendo game, and I was just like, I put that on my Facebook. I was like, what? Super rare my ass. What? So
that's crazy, man. I don't remember what. Oh, dude, we'll get away from games being sold a little bit, but someone started posting the custom dust sleeves that I make on eBay, right? Which that's fine, I don't care. But dude, the guy was selling each one for $10. Okay, that's ridiculous, man. That's a ripoff. And like, they're my templates, dude. Like, I know my templates compared to anybody else's on the internet. Mine are different, right? Which is
Yeah.
fine, but I send them a message, man. I was like, dude, you're ripping people off, man. Just don't do it. And they're not selling because it's always 10 of 10 or whatever. And it's like, take a hit, man. Sell them for $3.50, $4. You're still making $3 on the damn thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, even if you were to take, your like what you use in ink and materials, he might still make a few cents off of each one or whatever. I mean, come on, yeah, it's a little work that I've seen to build those,
But the
to
thing
make
is
those.
that he puts super rare on those, and it's like, it's not rare, bro. Just go buy cardstock at Walmart, and you'll be able to make your own, you know?
Yeah. That's sad. I didn't know anything about that actually.
Yeah, I haven't really called anybody out because I know it's probably one of my subscribers, so maybe they'll watch this.
It's like, okay, well, I appreciate that you've taken my idea and you ran with it, but come on, quit trying to rip people off.
Yep.
So, yeah. Let's see here.
You know what's nuts is there's so many NES games, and I can't think. For beat 'em ups, I enjoy the Double Dragon series. I don't know about you guys. Bad Dudes is always one that I like playing.
Bad Dudes was a little cheesy to me.
It's
Always a little cheesy.
easy, but I mean it's those games that are instant gratification. You know what I mean? It's kind of like playing a shoot 'em up. You just play for a little while. If you get bored of it, you can set it down, and you don't feel bad for not, for stopping in the middle. Like say Ninja Turtles, there's no save. The first Mega Man, there's no save.
Yeah.
You start playing those, man. If you invest even like 2 hours into those, you don't want to stop playing. You know?
No, your Nintendo gets put on pause, and you hope something doesn't bump it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, Bad Dudes was always a real cheesy one to me. It's like the president got kidnapped by ninjas.
Oh yeah, the story's ridiculous.
And then it's like you say to the president, he's like, let's have some cheeseburgers. It's like, what?
Yep.
Yeah, Double Dragon, I definitely have a soft spot in my heart for the first Double Dragon. Second Double Dragon actually was my favorite one out of the 3 whenever I was growing up. But 3, like, I don't know, it was like the spawn of Satan.
Yeah.
Like, difficulty-wise.
Yeah. We got 3, man. I popped it in and probably played for like 5 minutes before I wanted to toss the controller. So.
Yeah, Jimmy and Bimmy there.
Yep.
Now, another good one for the NES is Bionic Commando.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's the NES, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute here, there's a Bionic Commando on the SNES? Why am I just now hearing about this?
On the OG, man.
If there's one, we were talking about beat 'em ups and difficulty. I've got to say, like, one. I want to ask you guys this: have either one of you beaten Battletoads on the NES?
No. I can barely get past the jumping part right there.
Yeah, level 3, the one with the motorbike, right? The hover bikes.
That level has been killing me for about 15, 20 years now, dude.
Yeah, okay. I asked that because, of course, we're talking about beat 'em up games, but also at Super BitCon, I was at the Game Chasers panel, and that was one of my questions to them, just because they were gonna try to show their most recent episode there, but they couldn't find a TV, so they're like, "Oh, let's just do Q&A," and so I was just like, "Have you all beaten Battletoads?" And Billy's just straight up like, "Has anyone beaten Battletoads?" Heck no. He's like, "Without a Game Genie, mind you." So yeah, no. Billy was like, he's like, "I tried a couple weeks ago. I put that game in." He's like, "Shoot, I could beat that hover bike level." It's like, you think when you're a kid it ain't bad, you get better. He's like, "No, you only get worse."
Yeah.
That's no lie. Like I popped in Battletoads a couple months ago, and I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I can do this. I'm gonna beat this. Yeah, I can do it." Oh no, I almost broke my controller.
Yeah,
Speaking
that's
of which,
one of those games that you just want to throw out the window.
Oh yeah.
I was excited to play Battle Kid, man. I don't know if you saw on Facebook. God damn it, man. We've got to have like 20 controllers, and I bring the only one that doesn't work. Probably the last one I threw into the wall too.
I see. I wondered about that. I saw that, and that I wasn't that the one I put the little Fry from Futurama. I was like, don't know whether to like or dislike.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Neat little box I made for it.
What?
That's cool.
Yeah.
There we go. That's cool as hell.
The little 8-bit version on the back.
Right on. Where did you get that at?
What's that?
The Battle Kid.
I won it in a. It was my first YouTube contest win.
Oh, no kidding.
The Nintendo Doctors channel.
Dang. Heck yeah, that's cool. I love those repro carts. Like,
Yeah.
I really dig. Like, I don't know what it is. I really dig just the.
This is actually this is a new game. This is like it was the newest game made for the NES. It was made in 2010. So it's, again, you can call it a homebrew, but it's not, it's not a reproduction cart. Like, the cart wasn't, it's not a donated cart. It was actually made brand new by, what's the company name? Oh, RetroZone.
RetroZone? Yeah, there's one called, I just went to retrousb.com, and they actually do like a repro of Nintendo World Championships, but it's like...
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, like a blue cartridge. They just came out with a game. Let me look here. I saw it on IGN, and they did an unboxing of it. Just really neat. A game called Study Hall. That's what it is. And...
really fun.
Yeah, like, let me see if I can pull up a couple pictures here. Yeah, let me do a screen share, and you can see it for yourself here. How do I do that?
Which, I'm not really opposed to, like, donated carts. I'm not, like, I don't get offended by it like other people, but I find it kind of neat that they make their, new carts or whatever. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love the fact that they're still making games, for these old for these old consoles.
And this guy was a one-man programming team, man. He did it all by himself. It's kind of neat.
Jeez, that's cool. But I don't know if you guys are able to see my screen now. Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap, that's trippy.
Oh.
But yeah, it's $33, and here's like literally the graphics on this. It's like on lined paper, and it plays like Donkey Kong Jr.
Huh.
And all the music is like chip tunes of like 80s music.
Nice.
The box, like, I don't think they sell the box with the game. You have to buy it separately.
Oh, okay.
But like the box literally looks like a lined paper with just scribbled art on it and everything like that. It is really neat. Like, I really want to get a copy of it.
Huh. That's like a deep blue color too, huh?
Yeah, like dark blue. Oh,
That's
pretty
cool,
cool.
man.
There it is.
It looks almost like it's see-through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Repros usually are.
Yep.
So.
That's nice. I want me a copy too. Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's retrousb.com. Definitely worth checking out. They got, I think they have the battle. Was it on there that they had the Battle Kid? I know I've seen it. Battle Kid 2, Glider.
Oh, they have Battle Kid 2 there?
Yeah. Yeah, Battle.
It's oops, sorry. I don't know if you guys cuss on this show or not, but
It's all good.
it's a Metroidvania styled game, man. I don't know how to feel about it. I like Metroid or whatnot, but I don't like that style of game. I like to be led by the hand, be herded to the end of the game.
Have to get that map from a game fact, right?
Yeah, man. You got to go to one room to open up something, then you got to go to another one to save, then you got to go up 100 rooms north or up or whatever, and then once you beat that boss, you got to go another 200 down to get to the. I mean,
Right.
I don't
Like, like the original Metroid, man, without the map,
Yeah.
without like the Nintendo Power Map, whatever, forget it.
Yeah, man, I used to play Metroid 2, Return of Samus on the Game Boy when I was, and God, man, that game broke balls. Just,
Oh my!
I when I was younger, you don't know any better, man. You're just freaking playing, going room to room, and by the time you know it, you've been in the same damn room for 50 times or whatever.
Yeah, I got stuck on that game. I never actually beat it, and it's like I don't know what it was. Like it had sectioned me off to a certain amount of rooms, and I
Yeah.
couldn't get like. I tried everything. I could even turn into the sticky ball Samus and go around everything. Like I literally did that. Like just stuck to everything. Went all around and still couldn't find anything. Couldn't find a way out.
Man.
Nothing.
Like on an 8-hour road trip, I'd probably play it for 6 hours, and I'd never beat the damn game. You know?
Mm.
I don't know.
I have painful memories of that game. I don't even really want to own it again. I like Metroid, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but that's a game that I never beat.
Yeah, same here. Then when Super Metroid came out, I was just like, I had those troubled memories of Metroid 2 and was like, do I really want to play this?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I played it and was just like, rented it 12 times before I actually bought it.
So this one is that style, and I'm gonna play it. I'm a glutton for for pain, man. I beat Mega Man 1 in one sitting. Ninja Turtles I beat in one sitting, the first one. And that's kind of what I like about the NES, though, man. Some people hate the difficulty part about it, and that's kind of what I like. When I play the new games, on the new gens, like whenever I play, for instance, maybe this is a game that shall not be named here, but Call of Duty. Any Call of Duty I play on veteran or hardened or whatever the hard one is. That's what I do the first time I pop it in. I just like playing games that way for some reason.
I like to play those on veteran, but I've got to play it through normal first. Like,
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I go through it on normal first, and then I actually go back and play it on veteran, and then I'm usually after the trophies or the achievements by then.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, those feel like achievements you accomplish, because like in Call of Duty 4, there was that one achievement at the end of it was one of the challenge levels where you're on Air Force One, and you got to get through it in less than 40 seconds or something like that. It was just like so difficult.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they had it on Modern Warfare 3, I think, and 2 maybe even, where you had to do those challenges, and those are hard, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this was one a buddy of mine and I tried over and over again to get, and we just gave up on it.
It's crazy, man.
Oh, but
Do you guys? I wanted to ask you guys this question since last time that we're gonna try and do this.
What's up? What is it?
Frequent
Yeah,
forums, like for a certain game, maybe for another hobby other than like video games, or specifically a video game one. I guess I can add.
for what is it?
Franchise, a forum, just a forum for something, a Zelda forum, maybe Nintendo Age, something like Nintendo Age. Do you guys ever visit anything like that?
Me personally, not typically. I do on occasion, pop up onto like some forum pages if I'm looking for certain hints or tips on whatever game I'm playing. Like I was playing Heavy Rain for a while. I would pop onto their wiki or their forum list and just poke around a little bit. But typically, games older than this current generation or older, I don't usually go to, because most of those games I've already beaten a lot of times, like Zelda or Metal Arms, something like that. And there's really no more new information I can get from that,
Right.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I mean,
I guess what I was getting at though is there's a lot of these places that are community based for a certain like a Zelda forum, or in my case it's a Mighty Number 9 forum. Okay. Now, for me, this place, what I was getting at is the comments. Have you ever read the comments in any of those forums, and what people say?
people say the dumbest things in the forum section of just about any website.
Oh my god,
They
man.
show their ignorance.
This Mighty Number 9 forum that I joined it whenever I got the Kickstarter. or helped fund the Kickstarter, anyways.
Right.
And it was an unofficial one that you can join while the official one opened, right? Well, we joined it. It was all good or whatever, and then I guess stuff started happening. There was drama, I guess, on the official one, and people got kicked out of that one. I hadn't even tried going to that one. Everybody ended up at this forum. My God, man, it's a place where you go for your dreams to die, man. I mean, it is just absolutely horrifying. I'll send you a link after we're all done, just so you can go witness it, man. It's a bunch of crybabies, and I know for a fact that some of them are subbed to me. I hope they're watching. God damn, I'm telling you what, man. It turned me off. I was like, dude, you guys just suck. What? I don't know.
Right. Well, like with forums and so on, like if I need any information about anything these days, it's just straight up YouTube for me. Like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like videos all the time now. One website I frequent a lot, like it's my daily thing, is IGN. I love IGN, even though I think that the reviews are a little one-sided a lot of the times. I'll read a lot of the gaming news from there, or movie news, and I dig that. Well, like here lately, I think it was last night, I read that the new Ninja Turtles movie, they got Johnny Knoxville to do the voice of Leonardo. And I was like, I instantly scrolled down to the comments down underneath it, and it's just a slew of hate at each other. Like, I swear, people do nothing but comment just to piss other people off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
That's what the internet's for. I mean, that's what it really is for. I mean, when the internet first came about, like when it first started getting popular back in like 96, 97, it was a lot more innocent. You can go out there and you can meet people, and you can talk to people, and they can actually respond to you intelligently. Then somewhere around 2000 or so is when it started just becoming a bitch fest, where everyone has their opinion and wants to complain about everything.
Yeah, and everybody's idea is a lot better than, say, a developer. It's like, okay, buddy. Yeah.
Right.
You got this, bro. You got this, man.
Do you see the question we had on the side here a minute ago? It disappeared.
Yeah.
You know what? It was a Metal Gear, something on Extreme.
Yeah, Majestic Ultramat had asked it. I just knew we hadn't gotten to it yet. Anybody who's watching, if we haven't answered your question, just be patient. We'll get to it. I promise.
Yes,
he asked if we had played any of the Metal Gears on European Extreme.
No, never.
Yeah, it'll punch you in the kidneys and make you piss blood.
Is that a difficulty setting? Is that what it is?
Yes. The original Metal Gear, like I think it was the original Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. Like, I don't think I could play that game past normal because you were given. I don't know if you all have played Metal Gear Solid or not, the first one on PS1.
I played it for about 3 hours one night when I was just testing games. You know how that goes.
It's great. I'm a huge Metal Gear fan. And this one, it's like when I bought the game, I knew I wanted to go and play it on a harder and harder difficulty.
Oh.
But after normal, they don't give you the radar. Like the radar shows you the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it shows you their cone of vision, like the enemy's cone of vision and everything like that. So it was kind of, I mean, you were able
not to turn and stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly. Extreme, hard or whatever, turned that off, and it was like, oh crap. Even that alone, it was like you didn't know where they were coming from, and the view on the game was a little.
I was about to say that I love the camera angle.
Oh God. It made that game so hard.
Yeah.
European Extreme will melt your face.
Okay.
I've actually, like, after playing Ground Zeroes today, I was actually thinking of going back and playing the Metal Gear Solid series again, from Metal Gear Solid 1, and then actually going through each one and their timeline, all through the PSP games, and then to the PS2 games. And,
Okay.
I don't know.
Avid Gamer was asking about more cheap games. Some of the more obvious ones are like Tetris. I think Simon's Quest in the Castlevania series isn't too bad right now. Adventures of Lolo. Did you guys ever play that? That was a pretty fun.
Yeah.
Way back when.
And then shooters is Gradius. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
That's a fun one. I played that for about 4 hours testing it out the other day.
Yeah. Let me step into my game room here, and I'll even give a couple of examples here.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a collection going on. I'm not really collecting for the NES right now. I'm actually collecting for the Xbox original and the GameCube.
Oh, okay.
So the other stuff I'm not really collecting just yet. I got some stuff from buying things here and there, but as collecting, not too much.
Not actively collecting.
Not actively collecting, but if I find it, I'll pick it up.
Yeah. There's also
Right.
Little Nemo. Little Nemo the Dream Master is a really fun game as well. Kid Icarus.
Yeah, that Little Nemo's another Capcom game too.
Yeah, that's another. Yep. Good.
Let me see here. Metroid was a good one. It's not too expensive.
Oh yeah, Metroid isn't bad. Yeah.
Blaster Master, I enjoyed that one. A lot of people do.
Another obvious one is Excite Bike.
Oh yeah.
That game
Like,
was
awesome.
man. Yeah.
Excite
love-
Bike.
I love going through and building my own courses. That was the fun.
Yeah,
fun
that
thing.
was the best part of it all, man. RC Pro-Am that was a pretty good racing game too.
Oh yeah, that I don't know what it is. The music to that game always reminds me of the heyday of being a kid. That music just before you start the race, that and then like as soon as it would start the race, the music would actually come to an end. It wouldn't just cut out.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know. It made me excited every race. Kirby's Adventure.
Yeah, Kirby's Adventure. Yeah.
That one was a great platformer. Bionic Commando.
Did you guys like Commando? I like Commando. That was a decent title, I thought. But 2-player. Although you could player at the same time, which kind of sucked, I guess.
Yeah, I dare I say I actually liked Ikari Warriors when it first came out on the NES. So I always say kind of Ikari Warriors. That game was fun 2-player if you had another player. Actually, you know what? I'm avoiding the obvious here, but Contra.
Yeah, Contra. Yeah. I was gonna say that earlier. I don't know what cheap is though. Contra and like the Kirby game, you're not gonna find them for less than like $19.
Yeah, they're 15 to 25.
So that's not really cheap, I guess.
I mean, it's definitely not a $100 game, but
right,
I mean, if you're looking for a more of a, I guess you would call it AAA title.
Yeah.
But you're still looking to save a little money. I mean, I guess that wouldn't be bad. RPG I really liked was Star Tropics.
Not big on RPGs, so.
No, screw you.
Comment there, man.
Another game that is pretty good that no one really talks about is Maniac Mansion.
Oh yeah, yep. That's another one. That's cheap, man. You'll get that one for under $6.
Yeah.
It's a good game. It's one of the first games where you can switch between characters.
Yeah, and there was a lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you only get to pick it's kind of sad. I have this in the collection. I played it here recently, but wasn't it like you could only pick like 3 characters out of like 8 or 9, and then so there's some good choices there.
Now, Majestic Ultra Matt is saying, how about Top Gun: The Second Mission? That was a good cheap game, yet it is kind of hard. I found both Top Gun games extremely hard.
Yeah, well, the first Top Gun, I don't remember if you could do this in the second one, but the first Top Gun you could beat without pretty much firing or destroying anything beyond like the little, I guess you could call them bosses at the end. If you just pointed your nose up and just waited for the level to get over with, you could do that. You wouldn't get hit. You didn't have to fire at anything.
That's like Xavius. You can you just move on over to the right side of the screen and let the whole stage pass you by until you get the boss or whatever. Yeah.
Second mission, I don't remember that one all that much. Like I know it was harder, and I believe you could actually fly around. Like I think you could fly around a map. Like there was a certain boundary. I mean, it wasn't like Star Fox 64 type, but I mean, you know, it made you turn different ways. I was just thinking about it. I don't know why, but one great game that I actually even liked over Contra, and you can actually get it cheap, is Jackal.
Never played Jackal.
You never played Jackal? Oh man, it's like it's top down. You're controlling a jeep. If it's 2 players, it's 2 jeeps. But you got grenades and you've got machine guns. The machine guns will only fire north. The grenades will fire any way you're pointing. And you've got to rescue like POWs, get through the level, get them to a helicopter. Then you got to take on a boss. Great, like one of the best Capcom titles on the NES.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Shoot, I may actually do like a Twitch play of that one. I'm thinking Jackal now.
Another good one in that same kind of vein was Tiger Heli.
Yeah, Tiger Heli. That game went on forever.
Yeah, it did.
There was like no end to it.
I don't even have that one, but I'll be honest, I haven't played it.
It's a good 2-player game. One controls a helicopter, the one controls a jeep, right?
Not in Tiger Heli.
Which one am I thinking of then?
There
is one for NES where one player controls a helicopter and the other one controls a jeep.
Really?
Yes. I wish I can remember what it's called. Anyone out there remember? They're right up on the side.
We're gonna have to look that one up, I think. Majestic Ultramat also asks how about Defender 2? That's another good one, or Codename Viper.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like Codename Viper.
Yeah,
Says, do you mean Konami, not Capcom for Jackal?
That's right. Yeah, my bad.
I also wanted to correct myself on Maniac Mansion. I guess I got it for $6 like 3 months ago, and it's selling for like 13 now. So
yeah. Oh my God.
Let's stop talking about it, man. We're driving the price up. Let's not feed the beast.
Yeah, we're doing that enough on YouTube. I mean, you think about it. Well, I want to get into that here in just a second. Actually, I wanted to ask y'all. There was one thing I wanted to ask about that when we got the show actually going and live and everything. But real quick, Codename Viper is a great side-scrolling game. Hard. I remember playing that back whenever I was in like 4th grade, and I would go to the boys and girls club, and they had a little like what they called, I guess, the Nintendo room. You could rent out the little games, and check them out, play them. Codename Viper was the one I was like addicted to. So I haven't played Defender 2, but Codename Viper was awesome. So how about you all? You played it?
I've never played Defender 2, but I used to go to my boys and girls club, and I used to play the hell out of some Dig Dug 2.
Dig Dug 2. Right on. Now, the one thing I wanted to ask you all, do you think that like the videos that we make, well, I mean anybody make on YouTube, do you think that is severely raising the prices of the games that we're collecting, NES, Super Nintendo, all that? I mean, do you think we are the reason that the prices are just going up and up and up?
I think that's the reason why there's more and more people collecting, because they see what finds we find and how much they're worth, and they think, oh, we can do the same thing too. And so it's causing the thrift stores and whatnot to start raising the price of their used NES games or 64 games or whatever it is. And that's what's kind of drawing up the market in this area for me.
Right, right.
I tend to blame eBay more than really the YouTube community because that's where people are. I don't think people sit there, if they're gonna have a garage sale or they're gonna go to the flea market and they're gonna sell video games. I don't think they go watch YouTube channels to see how much of a steal you get on a certain game. I think they just go to eBay. Now, are we a factor on the eBay sales? Well, people are definitely factors, but there I don't think you'd really know if it was a YouTuber buying it or not. You know what I mean? So I don't know, to say that it's YouTube dramatically changing that. I don't think so, to be honest.
Gotcha. See, here's the whole thing. Like, a few months ago, Angry Video Game Nerd did a review on what was it, Toxic Crusader or Toxic Avenger? Do what?
Toxic Avenger, the Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah, there you go. And that game wasn't worth anything. And after he did his review, like the price spiked up to, I mean, it wasn't much. It was still up. It went up to like 15 when it was like a $3 title. So, I was thinking that, well, you know what? It could actually be both. You think, as you just said, it could be people on eBay watching this stuff on YouTube and being like, well, you know what? I have this game in my collection. I can go and sell it for this now.
Yeah, it could be.
So.
I just don't know. I mean, I don't know. Was it the chicken that came first or the egg? Because
right.
What the price was gonna be? I mean, if a YouTuber finds something, all he can say is, unless they specifically know how much it is, I found this game or whatever. I think it's all about demand. And people doing research and finding out what games had less copies of what's circulating. And I just think it's been building up, and now that there is a larger community, and like Retarded by Choice said, now that there is a lot more people wanting to collect for these, there's more demand. So I think it's just the law of supply and demand.
Right. And I'll go ahead.
I was just going to say, yeah, because, I remember going on eBay 10, 15 years ago. About 15 years ago, going on eBay and being able to pick up just about anything I wanted for super hella cheap. I can buy games for cheap. I could buy CDs, just whatever I wanted to buy. I can buy it hella cheap. Now you go on eBay, everything's already top dollar, starting bid top dollar. And it's like, okay, the internet has made everything so much more accessible that people know what things are worth now. As before, they were doing like yard sale prices, a quarter for this, dollar for that. It's just gotten ridiculous. It's making it really hard for people who want to collect and who enjoy and love video games to keep on doing what they do.
Right. And it's just like a vicious cycle there, because then you do have these like used game shops that'll go and try to sell you one of those games for $100, and that becomes the retail price of that said game.
Yep.
Well, it's also the same thing. Like a lot of game stores, or a lot of people on eBay, or even on Craigslist, they'll say prices comparable to Amazon.com prices, and it's like, well, what does that mean?
Right.
Anyone can go on Amazon and say, I'm going to sell this Lego man for $25 because he's got a red hat instead of a blue hat.
And it's harder to come by.
Yeah, it's rare.
No, it ain't just rare, it's super rare.
Super rare variant.
To answer your question more directly, I guess, yeah, in the end, it is kind of a reason that prices have gone up. Somewhat, I don't know to what extent, but it has to be, man. The more people want the damn things, and the more people do research and find out how much stuff is worth, of course they want to get their money,
Right. See, I wanted to get some other opinions on that too, because I was kind of thinking the same thing. I didn't think about eBay hand in hand with YouTube, and it just being that cycle.
And you know what? to add to that, there's the Craigslist here in the town that I'm working at right now. I'll see I'll see people post video games up for sale, and they'll literally say on there, if you call Albuquerque, which is where we did that live game hunting, which is about 2.5 hours away from here, and they'll say, call Gamers Anonymous or Noble Games there in Albuquerque, and this is how much they're selling them for, and that's what they want to sell them for on Craigslist. So that's another place they're getting educated at. Now, the difference, though, here is that when you're buying a Craigslist deal, you want, or anywhere else for that matter, you want to get something maybe when you buy a lot because you want something in that lot, and then maybe trade off the rest of the things or go trade them into a game store or whatever, right? When you go to a video game store, and specifically the one here in Albuquerque, you get to choose what you want there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not trying to make a deal at that place. If anything, if I buy 3 systems here, 3 N64s off Craigslist, and I can get them for $60, I can go to the game store and get what I really want, trade those in, and get $120 credit if I wanted to. But they'll put that on the posting. They'll put, we called these places, these video game stores, and this is what they cost. So that's how much we want. So it's like, okay. I guess I'm not getting that deal, right? So.
Right on. Oh, yeah. The store you had talked about there in Albuquerque, what was it? What was it called?
Gamers Anonymous.
Gamers Anonymous. That's right. That place looked freaking awesome.
Dude, it's awesome, and the owner's always there. He's a young guy. He's probably around my age, and it's a business, obviously.
Yeah.
But his mantra is a good one. People ask him all the time. On his Facebook page. If you go to his Facebook page and Google and wherever you want, all the reviews, 100%. Okay, all for his employees, for everything, because it's just such an awesome store. And he'll tell you, if you bring me in a good game, if you want me to pay you good money, then I have to sell it for, a little more than what I'm going to pay you or whatever. And that's the truth. I can't go there expecting to get my money's worth on a trade and him to sell it for, a 50% loss. He's got to make his money. And, we got $130 credit that last time we went. I think it was a few copies of Contra and, I remember a couple of Super Mario World or something. He gave us pretty much 100% of what you would go on a mid-range eBay,
right,
of the game or whatever. So you understand those places, and as you saw, man, he prospered. He's doing pretty damn good, man. That place is damn packed with games.
It's no GameStop, that's for sure.
No, it's no.
Well, yeah, I loved seeing that on your video. Like, I wish that there was stuff like that around where I live. The only things I have, there's a small, I wouldn't even call them a franchise, called Game Traders. They've got one. Actually, they got 2 stores and that's it. And they're about maybe.
They're just local?
10, 15 miles apart from each other. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I got my Contra 3 for $3.95. That's where I got Mario Party for $3.95. You can sometimes find a good deal there. It's getting kind of harder and harder to find anything because their stores are just getting empty. Like, it's kind of sad to see. But then we have Game Exchange, which is a franchise like. If you see Silent Hill for $34 at one store, you're going to see it for $34 at another. All their prices are in a database.
Yeah, okay.
So
these guys do take everything into account, man. You can see the same game, 5 copies of the same game, and if the label's different, if it's damaged, then it'll be cheaper than whatever the cost of the other one.
Right.
And it's like the first video game store I ever walk into that, there's other stores like Noble, for instance, there in Albuquerque, even sports games, they got them priced differently. Like on the NES or even on the N64 or Genesis, where it's like $3.95, $4.23, just different prices. And they're Gamers Anonymous, they're all $1. They're all in a bucket, and they're just any sports game you want, $1.
Nice.
PS2 and stuff. So I don't know. It's just I think it's just handled well there. It's a damn good place, man. We're lucky to have it there. It's far for me, but it's on my way.
Yeah. Well, you see, what I was getting to a minute ago was like I wish that there was more stores like that around me. Like, don't get me wrong, I got a really good deal on that Chrono Trigger and Zelda a couple weeks ago. And that's where I got it from, was that Game Exchange. But I lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma from 2008 until about middle of 2011. And we got a couple of stores there called Vintage Stock. I was able to find some good titles there for kind of cheap, but once again, there's like a bunch of them. So when I was getting ready to go to the Super BitCon, I saw a lot of the game stores that were going to be there selling games, and one of them was a place called Thrill House Games in Tulsa. And I mean, it's literally like in the hub of Tulsa where I used to shop all the time, and they opened up like a little bit after I moved. And I'm like, wait a minute here. You know, he's sitting there posting pictures of Chrono Trigger and Super Metroid and Sega Saturn games and Sega CD games and all that. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is right there on that intersection. Where the hell was he whenever I was living here? You know, where was this place? And then I come to find out that Broken Arrow, you know, a neighboring city of Tulsa, they've got 2 game shops that sprung up after I moved. One, it's like you can go in and have LAN parties, and they've got an arcade in there and everything. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And they all have their prices kind of like you just mentioned, where it's like if they've got a little bit of label damage, the price is lower. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm taking a trip to Tulsa here soon, and I'm going to video record the hell out of that.
Yeah. And you know, it's just that as collectors, I guess, you can, well, as a collector myself, I can appreciate that. You know, that some stuff that might not be accessible anywhere else. Like I'd never seen a Sega Master System before. You know, I'd never touched one, for that matter. And so just to see that they are flexible on their prices, and if I don't want something that I have and I want to go trade it in and get something that I do want and get my value of it, I just, you know, it's awesome. It's pretty damn cool.
Right. See, that's cool. Like Sega Master System, yeah, you lucked out on that, by the way. That's freaking awesome. I want one myself.
I did, right? I was impressed with myself, man. I kind of wanted to punch me that night.
Real quick, Majestic Ultramat had said that the Jeep and helicopter game was Firepower 2000 on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
I see that, but I never played a Super Nintendo until recently, so it could have been that game.
And then he said he still has a Mario Party that I had mentioned. Yeah, I did a trade with him on that. So, but you know, talking about these game stores, you know, I was thinking about how, like, for instance, the Game Chasers go to all these places and do that, and I dig that. I want to kind of do a different spin. Like, I would love to make a series where, like, my wife, she's really big into, like, the Food Channel. Like, she watches, what's the name of that stupid show? It's got that really ridiculous dude with the blonde, spiky hair. Was on that Minute to Win It. Drive-ins, dives.
Diners? Yeah.
I want to do a show like that where I go in and I just straight up tell people, you know, Thrill House Games, it's in Tulsa, you know, we're going to talk with the owner of this place, you know, and see, like, what's some of the rarer titles he can add or whatever. Take us around the store and show it off, you know.
Yep.
Raise the awareness for these old, great, fantastic games instead of being like, I got this game here. You know what? You don't know where I got it. I'm not going to tell you where I got it.
Well, you know what, you know what you'd be doing there, right? Driving the price of that game up, man.
But
is true.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say you wanted to do a food show like that. I was like, there's already one up, man.
No.
Go
I'd
watch
like to
it.
do it for video games. I mean, come on, a fledgling channel like mine, I mean, I don't have many viewers, and I'd be lucky if there's one or two in Tulsa. If I went there, I will admit I have surprisingly, like speaking of that, had one person. Whenever I was in Fort Smith, Arkansas, recognize me, and it's like, "Are you Classic Game Freak?" I was like, I kind of looked at him like, "Yeah."
Hold on, stand right there, honey. Get the camera.
Yeah, it was in a Books A Million. She was over at like freaking Old Navy, and I was in Books A Million because I was like, I'm gonna no, I'm gonna nerd stand in here, and he's like, "Dude, I watch your stuff, and I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I was kind of nervous to come up and talk to you. I'm like, why?
Funny, man.
That felt good. I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised, but oh,
Oh, by the way, Captain Akron 27 commented on the video. I guess he said he was watching.
whoa, really?
I had no questions, so, and that's on your YouTube channel or whatever your YouTube.
Oh,
the
I
night-
didn't.
Whatever.
I haven't seen that.
Also, was it retarded by choice? There was it Silkworm? Was that the game you were thinking of? Were you controlling the helicopter and the tank?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
That sounds way more familiar.
It's a side-scrolling shooter, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's got to be it.
Really? I don't think I've played that one.
Really?
I don't think I have.
Oh,
Hold
then
on.
I suggest you go out and look for it, man.
Let me take a look here. Silkworm. What was it? NES?
Yeah, I think it came out in like 88 or 89.
Oh wow. No, I have never seen that game.
It's fun.
It looks it.
It's a good game to play if you have a friend right there with you.
Well, see, that's cool. I actually like that. I love finding these games I've never played before, and like it's a whole new experience for me. Like, I don't know about you all, but like maybe you guys can give me an example here in a second. But like for me, I still have yet to put up the review, but Dash Galaxy in the Alien Asylum. I had seen that game at like one of these stores I was just mentioning, and I was like, well, it's $3. I've never played it, never heard of it, and it was a new experience for me. So I was like, I'm going to review this, and turns out it was a really, really bad game. But I'm still working on the review. Like, I've procrastinated so bad, but at the same time, I was like, I'd never played it before, so you know what? It's just an experience. Have you all had anything?
It's the title of a really bad B movie.
Yeah, like I mentioned in the video, like Flash Gordon or Buck Rogers.
Ah,
So,
Yeah.
high quality cinema.
like, the cover literally looks like Flash Gordon. Like, he's wearing a funky space uniform. Just, yeah, you'll see it if I ever post a damn video. I'll tell you this much though, like I found out at Super BitCon that like Billy from the Game Chasers absolutely despises that game. Like somebody asked him, they're like, "What is the game you hate the most?" And he's like, "Dash Galaxy, Dash Galaxy." I'm sitting there just like, I'm still reviewing it. So, but have you all played anything like retro that you hadn't played before? It's like, hey, I've never played this. This is new to me. And what's your experience with it?
Trying to think. There has been, because I've tried out so many damn new games in the last year or so. What game did that to me? I was just playing one the other day. It's a shooter, and it's extremely difficult, and I could not, for the life of me, stop playing. And the music is just awesome. Have you guys ever played Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
That music is just they're just shredding the entire time. It's freaking badass.
You're talking about the NES, right?
Yeah, on the NES. Yep.
Oh dear God.
Yeah. I know, man. Like I said, I'm a glutton for pain.
That's another game that just will tear your face apart.
Yep.
Like, I won't lie, the thing that turned me on to just playing the game and trying it out was Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh.
And it's like you can't touch walls, you can't touch the floor, you can't touch the ceiling, nothing. Like everything kills you.
I've never watched one of his videos, by the way, so if you bring him up, I don't know what.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He's funny as shit, dude.
Yeah, it's.
I tend not to like any of those guys. I've tried to watch a lot of like the big YouTuber videos, and I just haven't.
He's funny because he like goes off on tangents about like the one I remember best is like the Friday the 13th episode
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
where he was playing Friday the 13th and he just pointing out all the major problems with the game. You know, running into Jason randomly and the campers getting slashed and thrashed. And it's crazy. Everything he was saying was true.
Huh.
If it's anybody I recommend is Angry Video Game Nerd because he actually puts a lot of time and effort into his videos. Like, if you watch him from the beginning, like I think his first review was either, I don't know if it was Simon's Quest or if it was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I think it was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And at first it's like really bad, but like after 3 episodes he gets better. He starts putting production value into it. He gets his friends, like he had one friend make an intro song for him, and that just like it gets stuck in your head. Every time it got to the point where people were doing remixes and he was using that version of it as the intro. Or he had his friend Mike come in and he at one point was playing a Klingon. There's another point he played the Cowardly Lion off of Wizard of Oz. It gets better and better. Like one of my favorites of his was he did a video on the Halloween game on Atari 2600, and he did this whole thing where he had these hillbillies with Leatherface and so on kidnap him. And it's just freaking great. I'm surprised you haven't seen him. You'll be entertained, I think. He's really funny.
Yeah, he is. Another guy I like watching is Alpha Omega Sin.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this before, so I'm not going to hit on it too hard, but that's a guy that's just, he just rants about everything, and it's great. A lot of F-bombs.
No? Never seen him Alpha Omega Sin?
I watched a couple of his videos and I liked them, but I'm not subscribed to him. I don't like watching angry people. My favorite one of his videos was the one where where people caught on that Microsoft was paying Machinima money to pay their YouTubers to just say positive things about Xbox One. I think that's one of my favorite videos of his. I like the guy. It's a good channel. I'm just not subscribed to him.
I'll tell you this much: if you're a fan of like Ninja Turtles and you want to see a rant about the trailer that just come out, watch his video on it.
I saw that. I can't remember what I was watching, and that was suggested, and I almost clicked on it, man. I'm gonna have to watch it tonight. Yeah.
He goes into some pretty good damn fine points on it, and like I can tell you this much. Okay, first off, he is like the best ranter I have ever seen in my entire life because
he's damn good, man.
Yeah, I got the privilege to meet him last weekend.
Oh, okay.
At Super BitCon, and like I wasn't sure about him. Like I'd seen some of his rants and everything like that, you know, and he just seems kind of like this angry metal guy, right?
Yep.
But when you meet him, for one, he is a lot shorter than you think he is. Okay, the dude is short, but he is like the coolest guy. Like my buddy James, like he ended up wandering off, and he came back to me a little bit later on. He's like, "Dude, I met Alpha Omega Sin," and I was like, "Oh yeah, really?" He's like, yeah. He's like, I asked him, can I get a picture? He's like, oh yeah, definitely. It turns out he's really like approachable. Like the dude is just like, you can tell it isn't like a, oh man, these assholes are coming up and just wanting pictures with me or whatever. He genuinely loves being there,
That's cool.
having a good time. But I had to ask him. I was like, how are you so razor sharp when it comes to your rants? Because he hardly ever like stutters or repeats himself or anything like that.
And it's all done on one take, you can tell too.
Yeah, he no jump cuts, nothing, just sharp. And he comes up with some of the funniest sayings too,
Yeah.
during his rants. I recommend it. Like after I met him, like I wasn't subscribed to him either. I would catch some of his videos, especially if the subject matter really piqued my interest. And now that I have met him and I have seen him, I'm like, dude, you're cool as hell. I'm gonna watch like every one of your videos.
I saw this question here on a Majestic Ultra Mad. I agree playing a different game can be a great experience. Like Conker's Bad Fur Day, I have been playing. That's a fun one, that I'd never played either. And I just wanted to throw it out there that my first copy I found was 16 cents and the second copy I found was $1. So
Oh, bite me. You know what? Just bite me straight up.
You found 2 copies for under $1.50.
The first one, man, we found I think the video was one of our very first like flea market buys or whatever. We went and it was just a box full of junk that I thought was junk, and so I pick up the box and there's 2 PS2s in there, 2 fat PS2s in there, and I got a guy in New York who pays me $50 for broken ones. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna make out like a bandit here. Grab the 2 PS2s and underneath there's an N64 with a cart that doesn't have a label on it, right? So I put that down, and then it lands right on top of another one with a black label, and I'm like, a black label? I pick it up, and it's a munted. It's all screwed up, but it's Conker's Bad Fur Day. So I'm sitting there, and I tell the guy, how much do you want for these? And he's like, $2 for the game and $5 for each PlayStation. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I put this stuff back in the box.
Poker face. Poker face.
I start walking away, and he's like, no. I'm doing that, and he's like, you know what? Never mind. He's like, take the whole box for $20 or nothing. I'm like, you know what? I told my brother we don't want this crap. Set it down, and the guy's like, no, $15. So after we took out all the games, it all came out to all the games were like 16 cents a piece, and there was Smash Bros in there and Mario Kart.
Oh my god!
So I bought it for 15, and then sold 2 or 3 fat PS2s for like $150. And so,
what?
And then the second time was at Goodwill. I found that in like Mario Kart as well, and Mario 64 or something. $1.16, man. What's up?
Bite me.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Man,
Well,
that's a great.
have you actually played Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. It's a fun game, man. The multiplayer is really fun. He mentioned that here. Says, to be honest, I played mostly the multiplayer when I was young, and that's a really fun one. I think we played that as much as recently. We played that as much as we used to play. Crap. The James Bond game. I just went blank.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Yeah.
Hey, are you hearing that jumbled, garbled sound?
Yeah, I'm hearing it. I don't know why. I don't have anything.
Yeah, every time.
Woo, and you're cutting out there, RBC.
They're talking.
Oh, you're cutting out. Am I?
Yeah. Okay, let's try it now. I think. Yeah. One of the or 2 of the different multiplayer modes I really liked in that was there was Heist, where you played as the Weasels.
Oh yeah.
and then Beach was like my all-time favorite.
Though, yeah, it's a fun game, man. It's a fun game.
Freaking teddies. Snappy snap.
Yeah, the one for the Xbox that they bought too.
Live and Reloaded.
Have you guys played the one for the Xbox?
No, I
Yeah.
haven't actually.
Yeah, I rented it when it first came out. I had a blast with it. It
It's
wasn't.
actually- it's pretty cool.
What?
You're breaking up there, bud.
Uh-oh. I think that dreaded bandwidth is hitting.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
We're losing you, man. I think it's
I'm
the
going through some things. Hang on.
I think
there you
it's
go.
the channel's way of telling us we've been on for 2 hours.
Majestic Ultra Matt here had one final question. Speaking of reviewers, have you guys ever seen Some Call Me Johnny? He's actually not a bad game reviewer. He reviews a lot of modern games, but he does retro as well, like Johnny vs. Super Mario Brothers 2. I actually have. He's played most of the Mega Man games, and I think some of the X games. He's done a playthrough of all of them, and they're all titled like that. Johnny vs. Mega Man, Johnny vs. Mega Man 2. It's okay. I wouldn't say he's my favorite, but he's actually, yeah, he's pretty good.
I've never heard of him. I might actually check him out. As if I don't already have enough junk I'm watching on YouTube.
Well,
keeping
that's
up
what
with
I was
everybody.
getting at earlier too. Like big YouTubers, most of the stuff that they're talking about is already stuff that, like a lot of these hidden gem videos. Just throwing it out there. They're not hidden gems. So why watch videos like that when I can watch videos of somebody who actually replies back to my comments and, does podcasts with me and whatnot.
Very true, very true. It's like that's one thing that kind of cracks me up. Like a lot of people's like, "Oh, here's a hidden gem, Silent Hill."
Yeah.
Like what?
No, it's not.
Hidden gem? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or they do a hidden gem and the game just sucks. Here's a hidden gem, Superman 64.
I think it's fantastical. No, it sucks. Okay.
So those kind of videos, and some top 10s and top 25s I really like. Like I don't know if you're subscribed to the Nintendo Doctor, but he does really good ones. And they're recent too. Like he did one for the 3DS for 2013. And those are good ones. But then just these older top 25 NES games, top 25 NES games. It's like, oh my God, If I were to do videos like that, I can't really put a number to it. I can't really say top 25. If I said my 25 favorite NES games, I wouldn't put a list. It would just be random because it's all opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Opinion. So.
Right. Like about a year ago, I was gonna do a top 10 NES list, and like I had a list down, and I felt pretty confident in the list. Don't get me wrong; it was procrastination and laziness that prevented me from making the video. But straight up, what I was gonna say is be like, hey, this is my opinion. This is the games that I like, and I would put it in top 10 because I doubt that Ninja Gaiden is going to be number one on a lot of people's lists. It's going to be a Mario, or it's going to be a Double Dragon, or it's going to be Contra. It's a matter of opinion, but it doesn't hurt also to make your own video and be like, you know what, I'm just going to make this video because I want to. This is my top 10. Hey, it might drive other people to make their own top 10 and throw it up there and be like, yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that.
And I would like to and take that approach you're talking about, but it's just some of these lists, man. They try and justify it over and over as to why it is, and it's like, no, it's not.
Right. Well, you see, I
say, oh crap! I just had a title of a game right on the tip of my tongue, and I forgot it. Taboo, Taboo, man. It was great. It was way ahead of its times,
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was groundbreaking.
Minutes.
See, with me, like, don't get me wrong. If you can think it, it's more than likely already been done on YouTube. But if I'm gonna do a list, I want to do a more obscure list. Like, I want to do. I mean, I'm probably putting myself out there. Somebody's probably gonna do it now. Be like, damn, Classic Game Freak had a good idea. I'm gonna make that video first. But like the top 5 most useless weapons in video games. You know, yeah, most hated weapons. Like, I would freaking put on that list the freaking flamethrower from the first Contra. I hated that thing. It's like it would freaking spin around the enemy. It was just like, wait a minute, that's like a curl weapon. That ain't no flame. They fixed it in Super C and everything, but like, I have a hate relationship with the flamethrower in Contra. You know, so that was just like what spawned that whole idea in my head, was that damn flamethrower.
Yeah, I don't want to sound bad here. It's not just the list. I guess it'd be safe to do some research on some of the stuff. You know, otherwise you're just what I'm watching, what I feel I'm watching is just a list made off another list, made off, you know, compiled from 2 different videos, compiled from another video. You know what I'm saying? It's just
right.
It's the same thing over. That's why I'm not sub to a lot of the bigger guys, just because, especially when new stuff comes out, man, your feed will be like Xbox One versus PS4. My God. Happened. My goodness. You know, it's just that kind of stuff. So.
True. Well, okay. Well, here's a question for both y'all. Is there any big channels that you guys are subscribed to that you do actually enjoy and that you're happy to see come up on your wall?
Absolutely.
What you got?
I got one that's going to be maybe a little bit off the wall here, or something you might not hear every day, but the dude's name is Bajan Canadian, and all he does is Minecraft videos. Okay?
Really?
I love his channel, man. The dude is just excited all the time. He's positive. It's PvP is what it is. It's not just, you know, your typical, like, going and breaking blocks and building stuff. They have people. I don't know if you've ever seen any of, like, the mini games or whatever they call them, like Hunger Games, and they've got everything. One in the chamber, just everything. All the mini games you can think of, they build. I write them into the game or whatever, and it's pretty badass. I enjoy it. Every time that I see videos pop up, that's what I'm watching.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I'll
check them out. How about you, RBC?
If we're talking video games, I've already mentioned the Angry Video Game Nerd, Alpha Omega Sun. I get excited when I see new videos from Classic here.
I don't count. I'm not big.
You're big on my wall, dude.
Well, you know what? And then as far as retro, I do Happy Console Gamer, man. I love that channel. That's one that I'm waiting for, you know, for a video to pop every week or whenever he decides to put up videos.
Yeah, right. Me personally, like, I've always really liked Angry Video Game Nerd. Well, at first, when I first saw him, he just kind of pissed me off. He kind of came across as a character I didn't like, but then I realized it was an actual character that he's portraying. You know, this pissed off, nerdy dude that, you know, just has a penchant for playing crappy games. There's always been that one, but as I got more on YouTube, I started finding others. Actually, I met these guys. This isn't even gaming related, but Zombie Go Boom. They're actually really cool. They're The Walking Dead meets Mythbusters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they get these what they call the Ivan heads. They name their zombie Ivan. They make these ballistic gel heads, and they see what different types of weapons would kill zombies. It's freaking cool. I met them last year at a con. They were really cool. Commented on a couple of my videos and gave me a few thousand views, you know, because of that. So, you know, always a big thanks to them. But Angry Joe Show.
I've seen that before.
Angry Joe, that dude is funny. He makes like 30-minute long reviews, and he almost gets into skits. Like his review on the Rambo game. Oh my God, that was hilarious. And then if it's one that, like another one that when I first saw him, I didn't like him because of his character. It was, have you all heard of Boogie2988?
Yep.
No, sir.
Do a?
I have.
Yeah.
No? Yeah? Yes? No? Yeah.
No.
All right, Boogie. It's funny because he's got this character Francis. Boogie's a big guy. All right, he does more videos now where he's talking about real life and talking about his health and trying to overcome all that. And he puts off a very positive vibe, but his character Francis, the pissed off fat nerd with a lisp.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, he destroyed a 360 once.
Yeah, with a freaking Guitar Hero guitar.
Yeah.
I've just seen the commercials or whatever, the advertisements before videos.
He is a funny dude. Like, there's the first video I saw. He's a big Magic the Gathering player, and the first video I saw of him, it was him playing against this other guy. And he was in character as Francis. He ended up getting pissed off at the guy and literally flips the whole table, just yelling and screaming and everything like that, like because he lost. And so I was like, who's this guy? What the crap? What a sore loser. And then I realized it took like a year and a half before I realized, oh, that's a character that he's playing. And what's funny is Francis will refer to Boogie as his character. He's like, hey guys, it's me, Francis, and you see my Boogie2988 character all the time, and he's getting these views, but come on, and he'll go off, but it's like, check him out. He's really funny. Like, I don't know, whenever he talks real life and he's talking about, trying to stay positive and all that, he's got a lot of great stories talking about how gaming kind of saved his life. He had a rough childhood, and how playing Magic the Gathering or playing MMOs really kind of saved him. And, I mean, they're really touching stories. So...
I might do that. Like I said, I've seen all the advertisements before pretty much every video I watched, like the last 2 weeks or whatever, so...
Right.
There's another big channel that I've watched, or that I watch all the time, the Syndicate Project. Have you ever heard of the Syndicate Project? He's a young British dude, and he just does it's mostly new gen stuff and like PC gaming and zombies. He's really known for his playing zombies on Call of Duty.
Right. No, I don't think I've heard of him. Yeah, I haven't heard of him. I'll need to check him out.
How about Pat the
Yeah, I've
NES?
never heard of my side.
Do what?
How about Pat the NES Punk?
Yeah.
I don't like his channel, but I like his podcasts.
Really?
It's a lot different. His videos, especially where he's tried to act and stuff, and like just the skits that he's tried to pull off, they suck.
Little ridiculous, yeah. I have seen him. My first exposure to him was actually on the Angry Video Game Nerd. They were both doing talking about the Nintendo World Championship.
Oh yeah, they're buddies.
Yeah. And what's cool is like you're mentioning Pat the NES Punk. I was talking about Boogie2988. They're actually both going to be at Retropalooza this year.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
He's like a really awesome guy, man. I don't know.
Yeah, them, Game Chasers, Alpha Omega Sin, OKC 420.
Oh, that's the one that's gonna be in Dallas or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I've seen.
Yeah, I've actually been in contact with OK Chief. I was like, hey dude, and I was like, I'll help you with your booth. I'd like to be a volunteer if I could. And he's like, yeah, well, he's like, I'm gonna be hanging out with the Game Chasers and Alpha Omega Sin and 8-Bit Eric and all of us. I'll ask him. I'm like, dude, I still need to come and drink with y'all. Seriously.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
All right. Oh man. We're gonna need to wrap this up. It's already been 2 hours.
Whoa.
You still able to hear us, Choice? You able to hear us, man?
Who, me?
No, retarded by choice.
Oh,
I don't think he can hear us. He's.
did he freeze? Oh, no.
I can still see him, but he's not responding.
Yeah, you guys are breaking up real bad, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kill my cam for one. That's gonna probably help it a little bit. Is that helping at all?
Might be his cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better.
Okay. It just it seems a little laggy, but we've already been going for 2 hours, so I'm wondering if we should wrap it up for the sake of anybody that wants to watch this whenever it's just like them clicking on it, be like, hey, I'm going to listen to this, but I don't want to listen to it for 4 hours.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to keep talking on.
People download it and listen to it on your drive to work or something.
Yeah, the 4 or 5 drives, you have to section it off. Just pause the whole thing every time.
Yeah.
So, can you hear us now, man?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, it just seems to be something to do with the bandwidth.
It could be. And it's late at night down here in Northwest Florida, so people are probably just gobbling up the bandwidth right now.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Getting their Call of Duty and Titanfall on.
Something.
But I was just saying, we might as well wrap it up since it's already been over 2 hours.
Has it been?
Yeah.
It says an hour 46 minutes. We're getting there.
Yeah. I don't want to quit talking, but at the same time, I want to be able to save people their ears. Oh, we're going to do this again. I mean, we're going to get back on track with the Classically Retarded show. This has been, I know, Retarded by Choice, you've had some internet issues.
Yeah, quite a few.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah. Oh, this ain't going to be the last time if you don't want it to be.
No, that's cool.
I had a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. We can definitely do this again, and next time we'll have maybe a little bit more plot points for a show.
Yeah. Well, at this point, I was just like, you know what? Let's just freaking do a show. Let's just talk about whatever comes to mind and just go with it, since last time was a complete and utter failure.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, guys.
Hey,
we could have had a show with as much as you and I talked that night. You know what I mean? Like, if we actually all would have been working or whatever, we would have had a hell of a show because we were just on a roll.
Right.
You know why?
So, all right, well, let's just go ahead and shut it down, and what do you? A couple weeks from now, yeah. So,
thanks
all
for
right.
everybody.
See you all on the next episode.
Yep. Peace.
Later.